What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, you read the title right. Call of Duty is in trouble. I know a lot of people are saying this, Activision's scumbag, blah, blah, blah. It's the same like 5 titles over and over, right? But I mean, honestly, guys, this time I think Call of Duty is really in trouble. There's actually a real competitor out there for Call of Duty that listens to the community, that actually does like what the community wants, that takes fan feedback into consideration, that respond like a dev team that responds to people, especially with the recent news about this whole nickmercs, timthetatman bundle situation. A lot of people are not exactly thrilled with the way Call of Duty handled things, and people are, let's just put it, they're ready to jump ship. All right, so if you're interested in the video, if you enjoy the gameplay at any point, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. What I want to flash for you guys right here is XDefiant's year 1 roadmap. All right, this roadmap is very interesting because it's a lot of communication. Okay, we don't see this in Call of Duty. Usually we see a roadmap like 5 seconds before the new season drops, which season 4 should be dropping, I guess, today when you guys are watching this, but yesterday I'm recording it. And I think what's really cool is they laid out exactly what's coming, right? What the faction names are going to be, how many weapons are coming, how many maps, the battle pass, all that stuff. Like what is, I mean, obviously they could be more specific, but I think it's still interesting, right? We got 4 seasons upcoming for the roadmap. Honestly, a little, I don't want to say lackluster, but at the end of the day, it's 12 maps in 12 months, right? And 12 weapons in 12 months. So, I mean, I think as long as it comes like once per month, it'll keep player retention pretty high. There's always going to be something to look forward to, as opposed to Call of Duty, which drops like, well, it used to be like a good amount of content. Now it's like a little bit of content, and then they just run away for like 2.5 months until they do it again. I don't understand how archaic that system is and how people are still, going with that. But hopefully XDefiant seems to be, I mean, according to this roadmap, which should be gone by now, hopefully this roadmap is like, true and active, and hopefully they stick with it. You remember like the days of when Call of Duty would like delay seasons on top of like already delivering like the minimal amount? Like that was crazy, the times we were living in back then. So one of the developers basically came out and said, we're committed to improving the game based on player feedback. With that, the goal of this open session is to validate some of these key improvements we've made, mainly a new netcode and better input log. And honestly, that was one of my hugest issues with the game. The netcode was just so bad when I played it, like people were skipping around, bullets were not hitting. There was just a lot of frustration. I could tell that there was a fun game at the core, but I really couldn't enjoy it because the netcode was that bad. So hopefully, the better netcode, the new netcode is, in place when the new server comes out, or rather when the new open beta comes out, which, speaking of, I should have mentioned this earlier, but you can go to playxdefiant.com from June 21st to 23rd, so about a week from now, and you'll be able to play for free. Anybody who played in the closed beta back in April can participate in a special early access phase, which will be 1 day early on June 20th. So again, this is available for all players, free to play, PC, PS5, and Xbox from June 21st to 23rd. And apparently they are fixing a lot of the things from the closed beta. So honestly, that's really good, right? They are clearly taking their time. They're clearly listening to the feedback of fans on Twitter and Reddit and things like that. I'm seeing like Mark Rubin still replying to stuff. I think he's like one of the lead developers, if not the creator of XDefiant. I don't really know exactly his title. He's definitely one of the communication managers, though. You can tell that just by looking at his Twitter feed. And it looks like the full launch of XDefiant is going to be coming later this summer. I don't think we have an exact date. If we do, I'm sorry, I'm a bad YouTuber, I guess. But the competition is going to kick off. There's going to be a 6-week preseason, which has a lot of content. I'm talking about a lot of content here. We're talking 14 maps, 5 factions, 24 weapons, and more. And then obviously we're going to have a what's it called? A regular cadence of new content, because like I said, the roadmap, there's going to be 4 seasons with 12 weapons and 12 maps in total. So that's going to be awesome, dude. It looks like they're really looking forward to, getting people on board basically as soon as possible, and, more specifically, retaining players, right? They're not just, buy this because it's a name brand, because you recognize like Mark Rubin or something, and then just dip in, that's not their plan at all. Their plan is to hit the ground running with 14 maps and 24 weapons, pretty good amount. I think you could have a little bit more weapons, but at the end of the day, a decent amount, good amount of maps for sure. And then from there, basically just adding and adding more and more weapons, more and more maps, battle passes, obviously stuff to keep you interested. I'm really hoping that the battle pass microtransaction stuff is not overpriced. Okay, I get that it's free to play, but like, you know, even a game like Valorant, for instance, that's free to play shooter. Yeah, it's a little expensive, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I get it. I understand people who buy stuff there because, like I said, it's a free to play game. When it comes to XDefiant, I'm really hoping they don't just nickel and dime you. I get it, you got to make money, but you know, like don't be charging like $25 for like one camo. Okay, that's all I'm saying, Mark Rubin. You know what I mean? Like, I get you want to make money, but you know, just be careful how you do it, I guess. That's my main gist. So basically, what does this mean for Call of Duty? It means Call of Duty has to try. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, I don't even remember, but Battlefield came out, Halo came out as competitors, right? And I think this was either for during Cold War or Vanguard, I don't remember, probably Vanguard. And they didn't really have to try because both those games ended up falling off really hard. People liked Halo, but there was like no content after like a month, and so it died. And Battlefield launched terribly, you know, like awfully. You think Call of Duty launched bad? Battlefield launched so bad. And so Call of Duty didn't really have to try. This year with Modern Warfare 2, I kind of gotta say they didn't really have to try either. Like, what was the like biggest competitor this year? Like Elden Ring, I guess. Like, it's not even a shooter, you know what I mean? So like, people are gonna dip for that, but they're not gonna stay on that for like months and months. You know, they'll dip for like a month or something. You know, XDefiant, it seems like it's gonna be stick around for at least a year, right? So they have a whole plan for a year. I think people are going to ditch. I think people are going to leave Call of Duty in droves this time. You know what I mean? I think, you know, with like Battlefield and Halo and stuff like that, people will leave, but eventually they're going to come back because those games just are not sustainable for long term. The vision wasn't there from those developers, but that's clearly not the case with XDefiant. Clearly, you know, the fact that they have a roadmap out before the game launched is insane, right? Like, it's crazy how clear they want to be, how much they're like taking fan feedback into consideration. You know, like I said, constantly replying to people on Twitter, replying to nobodies, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if you're replying to like the biggest streamers and, you know, the big guys only, but they're literally replying to people with like 3 followers, you know, like they actually genuinely care about feedback and they want to make a good title. Something I don't think Call of Duty has said in like 10 years, but yeah, man, Call of Duty's in trouble. I don't think that Modern Warfare 3 is going to be an awful game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Sledgehammer is going to fix a lot of the things Modern Warfare 2 like did wrong, and I think like people are going to buy the game. You know, I think people are going to play it for a little bit. I don't think I'll be playing it much aside from ranked play after a certain amount. XDefiant is looking good, dude. It's really looking good, and I am excited for it. I'm excited to see what happens. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about XDefiant. If you're gonna play it, if you're gonna ditch COD, let me know all that in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace, and peace.